Welcome, everyone. Ready to go deep on the TOR network. We'll be using Jörg-Owe essay to really break it down. It's about so much more than just that dark web image people have.
Yeah, a lot of folks get tripped up on that. TOR is really complex. Schneepat really nails that point. It's got a whole history and uses most people don't even realize.
Schneepat actually takes us way back to get started, like mid-90s.
Oh, yeah.
The U.S. Naval Research Laboratory, that's where it all began. It was all about protecting government communications, initially.
Huh. Interesting. So from top secret stuff to...
Well, that's the thing. Schneepat highlights this whole turn it takes. When they made TOR open source, it opened up everything.
That makes sense. The internet was blowing up around then too, right? More people online, more worries about privacy. I can see how that fed right into TOR taking off. Schneepat makes that connection really clear.
Need was there. TOR steps in. Okay, but how does it actually work? Schneepat gets into the nuts and bolts. It's onion routing, but what does that even mean?
Okay, so picture this. Your data, it gets wrapped up like layers, like an onion, right?
Okay.
Then it's bounced around all these servers. They're called onion routers. Each one peels back a layer of that encryption. But here's the thing. No single router sees the whole path, where it started, where it's going.
A secret relay race for data.
Exactly. And because it's all decentralized like that, Schneepat really emphasizes this. You can't trace it back easily. Like trying to follow, footprints in a blizzard.
That's wild. And what about those hidden services? I mean, that's what everyone thinks of, right? The stuff you can only get to through TR.
Schneepat talks about that too. Websites with these special addresses, .onion addresses, they're invisible to normal search engines, the whole regular internet, a whole world hidden underneath.
But okay, hold on. If it's that good at hiding people, doesn't that mean bad guys can use it too? I mean, isn't that a security risk?
That's the big question, right? And Schneepat doesn't shy away from it, not at all. He says, yeah, there's huge potential for good, protecting free speech, whistleblowers, all that. But it can be misused too, no question.
Two sides of the coin.
That's where it gets really interesting. How do you balance that need for privacy, for people to be safe, but also the need to, keep things secure, let law enforcement do its job?
Yeah, that's not an easy one.
Welcome back. So right where we left off, that whole balancing act with TOR, privacy versus security, Schneepat dives right into that.
It's tricky, right? He really lays it out. You've got individual rights, but then there's keeping everyone safe. Where's the line?
Always moving, that line. Schneepat actually brings up some really powerful examples, like how whistleblowers have used TR, journalists too, protecting their sources while exposing some pretty messed up stuff.
Essential for that kind of work, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking truth to power, but yeah. Couldn't someone with bad intentions use it the same way?
Exactly. That's the flip side. Schneepat gets into how law enforcement sees this, right? TR is a headache for them, makes investigations harder. You can't track criminals as easily if they're using it right.
So it's like technology on both sides keeps getting better, trying to outsmart each other.
It's a constant back and forth. Schneepat even talks about traffic analysis. That's where they try to look for patterns in the data to figure out who's who.
Isn't that super hard to do and kind of, invasive?
It can be. And Schneepat doesn't sugarcoat it. He mentions these things called MLATs too, agreements between countries, so they can work together on investigations, share data about TOR users even.
So you're not totally invisible even with TOR.
It's complicated, legally, technically, the whole thing. Schneepat's good at showing that. But he brings up something really important. Public perception.
What does he mean by that?
Think about it. If everyone feels like they're being watched all the time, trust breaks down, right? People get scared to speak their minds.
Like a surveillance state. Everyone's looking over their shoulder. If we lose too much privacy, are we losing something bigger?
Deep question. Schneepat doesn't pretend he's got the answer. He wants us thinking about it, though. Where's this all going? What does it mean for the internet?
Not just the tech itself, but what kind of online world we want to build, right?
Exactly. And that takes us to the next level of this whole thing. Come back for part 3. We'll get into the wider view, what TOR means for the fight for privacy, all of that.
Back again, final stretch of our TOR deep dive. Okay, we've seen how it works, the history, the ethics. What's the takeaway? What does this all mean for, regular people using the internet?
This is where Jörg-Owe, he really nails it. Tor, it's not just some techie thing or for activists only. It shows us this bigger fight we're all in.
The privacy versus security thing again.
Yeah, exactly. He makes the point that this isn't new, the struggle. It's been going on forever, right? But online, everything is just amplified.
Because it's all out there. Our data, what we say, everything. Higher stakes.
Right. And Schneppat's saying, TOR makes us face these tough questions, like what are we willing to give up to feel safe? How much being watched is too much? Can we even have privacy online anymore, really?
And he doesn't have the magic answer, does he?
Nope. It's not about that. Schneppat, he's more about getting us to think critically, understand it's complicated, there's no easy fix, and then make our own choices online about how we handle all this.
So where do we start? What can people actually do? It all feels so big, this privacy and security battle.
Schneppat gives a few good tips. First one.
Yeah.
Just be aware. Know what you're trading, right? Free service online, you're paying with data a lot of the time. Choose convenience, maybe you're losing some privacy.
Being smart about how we use tech, basically.
Totally. Then she says, look at what's out there. TR is one way, but there's VPNs, browsers that care about privacy, messaging apps with encryption. Try stuff out, see what fits you.
And talk about it, right?
Oh yeah, huge. This shouldn't be some secret thing. Talk to people, family, friends, at work. The more we're all talking about this, privacy, security, the better decisions we can make as a society.
So it's bigger than just TOR, any one tool. It's the mindset, making choices, knowing what's at stake, and speaking up about the kind of internet we want.
That's it. Schneppat leaves you feeling like, okay, we can do something. It's not hopeless, you know? Our choices matter in this digital world we've built.
Powerful stuff. Thanks for sticking with us on this 2-hour deep dive, everyone. Hope it got you thinking, maybe a little worried, but mostly ready to take charge of your online life.